Satire. It's an art form as old as human history. From ancient Egypt's humorous hieroglyphs to Rome's sharp tongued plays, satire has always been humanity's mirror, reflecting our follies, our absurdities, and sometimes our darkest truths. Through humor, exaggeration, and irony, satire has been our compass, pointing out the way forward or at times the pitfalls of our past. Enter the world of 7th century Tamil Nadu in the vibrant era of Pallavas. Amidst this backdrop, one king, Mahendravarman, wove together his observations, critiques, and humor into a play that would be remembered for ages. A contemporary of Harsha and Pulikeshi, the figure of Mahendravarman stands equally tall. A king not just with a crown, but with a quill. He could be described as one of the most colorful and accomplished personalities in the early history of Tamil Nadu. He was a powerful king, a warrior, tank builder, Sanskrit scholar, poet, playwright, painter, musician, religious revivalist, and innovator in the field of architecture. That is the profile of the king that we get from the sources we have. He wrote the satirical play Mattavilasa Prahasan, not just as an entertainment, but as a reflection of society. It mirrored the life, the vices, the spirituality, and the quirks of his time. Mattavilasa Prahasan, the name evokes intrigue. Translating to the drunken sport or the revels of the intoxicated, this title is more than just an allusion to humor. It's a gateway into the play's soul. With Mattavilasa Prahasan, Mahendravarman gives us not just laughter, but also a sharp and witty commentary. It becomes a mirror, reflecting the ironies and foibles of religious practices and societal norms of the era. As the narrative unfolds with its humor, it also bears the signature of a king who dared to look at the world with a critical eye and occasionally with a self deprecating grin. Before we plunge into the colorful world of Mattavilasa Prahasan, let's get acquainted with its vibrant cast of characters. Satyasoma is a Kapalik, a Shaivite devotee. Devasoma is his companion. Nagasena is a Buddhist monk who somehow gets involved in their act. As Mattavilasa Prahasan begins, we are immediately introduced to our amusing duo, the inebriated Kapaliks, Satyasoma and Devasoma. With tipsy steps and boisterous behavior, they hop from one tavern to another, on the hunt for their next drink. Kapaliks are known for their eccentric Saivite rituals. They celebrate with dance, song, and yes, quite a bit of alcohol. But amidst their revelry, there is a hiccup. Satyasoma realizes his sacred skull bowl, a symbol of their faith, is missing. Did he misplace it at the last tavern? Or has it fallen into the hands of a mischievous dog? Or, even more intriguingly, a Buddhist monk? The plot thickens. Our scene shifts as Nagasena, a Buddhist monk, steps onto the stage. Immediately, Satyasoma points a finger at him, convinced he is the thief of the missing skull bowl. Throwing a barrage of accusations, Satyasoma claims the monk doesn't truly adhere to his faith's principles. He even goes a step further, alleging that Buddhism borrows heavily from the Mahabharata and the Vedanta. The monk defends himself against these charges, leading to a heated debate. But as words grow sharper, it soon descends into a physical skirmish. The two continue their intense argument. But in a twist, the exasperated monk, seeking an end to the dispute, hands over his own begging bowl to a clearly confused Satyasoma. As the scene unfolds, a madman steps into the spotlight, clutching in his hand the genuine skull bowl of Satyasoma, rescued from a stray dog's grip. The treasured relic finds its way back to its overjoyed owner. The air fills with relief and contentment, and with smiles all around. Each character gracefully exits, ending on a harmonious note. Let's revisit the moments that truly stand out. Among the play's many treasures is the dazzling portrayal of Kanchipuram, the grand city of the 7th century. Its depiction not only pays tribute to its historical significance but also transports the audience back in time, allowing them to walk its streets, feel its energy. Ah, the city of Kanchi is incredibly beautiful. The sound of drums mixed with thunder from the clouds that sit on the top of the tall palaces. The flower markets create their own spring season. The rustle of young girls moving about announce imminent victory of the god of love. Likewise, the infinite, incomparable bliss that wise sages first discovered is now as close as one could wish, for we have added a special measure. No need to abandon the life of a lover. This bliss includes all sensual pleasure. वेदान्तेभ्यः गृहीत्वार्थान् यो महाभारतादपि विप्राणां मिष्टाम् एव कृतवान् कोशसञ्चयम्. Satyasoma throws a bold claim, alleging that the Buddha borrowed ideas from Mahabharata and Vedanta. Yet history raises an eyebrow, as scholars widely agree that Buddha's era predates the time of Vedanta. Mahendravarman might be echoing his own opinions through his characters. As the curtain falls on Mattavilasa Prahasan, we are reminded of the timeless genius of Mahendravarman. This play isn't just a series of comic events, but a mirror reflecting societal norms, religious rivalries, and the unchanging nature of human quirks. It is high time we shed more light on this exceptional monarch, a playwright ahead of his time. Let's champion his legacy and ensure that Mahendravarman steps forth from the sidelines of history and into the spotlight he rightfully deserves.